This is ridiculous. There's 2 turbos in there.
I know.
Welcome back, guys, to another awesome episode on the channel. I have some pretty unfortunate news that I wanted to talk to you guys about, but before we get started, everyone who entered in for the Duramax truck giveaway will be announcing the winner the 18th, so definitely make sure you enter your cell phone if you've entered in for that. I'm also going to be announcing the 2 other winners for the scan tools. So I believe it was a couple months ago I made a YouTube video for my buddy Kyle about his truck. He wants to sell it. I was sad about it. But he wanted $50,000 for it. And I know that sounds extremely crazy, but in today's market, a new truck's gonna get you what, $90,000 to $100,000? But he was asking $50,000. I thought that was nuts, but I do believe that somebody would pay it. So Kyle put his truck on the market and somebody jumped on it. Here's the skinny on this. The truck has a stock bottom end. Kyle knew very well when he sold this truck with all the performance modifications that's been done to it, that was the weakest link. But here's the long and short on this one. When the guy bought the truck, he had it for I think about a month and the engine just blew up. Check this out.
Here's the old girl. See if I still got part of the connecting rod in the bed of the truck. So I was driving like 30 miles an hour, going through the interstate, or going through the intersection. There's part of the connecting rod. It's all mangled up. Yeah, I was driving 35 miles an hour. All of a sudden I had a loud noise. I look out the mirror and there goes a piston flying on the ground. Let's see if I can get you under here and see this hole in the engine block. There it is. Look at that. The carnage.
So the gentleman in this clip was kind enough to send me that video. Wow, I mean, it's not surprising that when you buy a truck with all that stuff done to it, that the bottom end of that truck is very possible to blow. It's a ticking time bomb. I'm not exactly sure what the final cost was, but I would say between $45,000 to $50,000. So now he has a truck, a freaking brick in the back of his yard that's not gonna move with 2 turbos on it. So what does that mean for the owner of the new compound turboed LBZ Mint Duramax? Basically what this means is he has to put another engine in that truck. And I'm not just talking about any engine. That truck has 60 overs. Now, forgive my French if I'm speaking an alien language, but just bear with me. He has 60 over injectors. He has a 12 mil CP3 fuel injection pump, 165 GPH. He has a 68 millimeter Ryan's diesel service turbo in the valley, and I believe an S480, and he has a compound HSP kit. A while back, he actually blew his transmission, so we brought it to Kodiak truck. We ripped it out. Mark himself rebuilt this thing. We're talking about like a $7,000 transmission here. I mean, this thing is awesome. It's all Garand parts, triple disc converter. Not only that, the truck has a Kodiak transfer case. It has one of those Dodge rear end hub carrier assemblies. The truck is also set up for dual fuelers. It has all the manifolds, up pipes, bells and whistles, but it has nothing done to the stock engine. So we're talking about stock rods, stock pistons, main bearings, everything. But this is just a heads up to some of you guys that are building your truck. For example, the truck right behind me, this is like the identical twin to his. It doesn't have the compounds in it, but it does have an RDS 68 in it. It's got 60 overs, triple disc torque converter, air dog lift pump, the list goes on. Maybe not as extravagant as his, but I'm still rolling the dice on this truck because I wouldn't doubt this thing's probably pushing very close to 600 horsepower. We're talking 650 to maybe 750 if you're lucky before anything happens to that bottom end. With the right fueling and the right tuning, that guy can probably hit 900 horsepower in that truck. After I got the news on this one, I actually went on YouTube and typed in stock bottom end high horsepower just to see what would come up. And I saw guys putting 5.3 liter gas engines in Mustangs and other types of vehicles, getting 1,000 horsepower, 7/8 second quarter mile tracks on a stock bottom end. But again, that stuff's living on borrowed time. But in other news, Robert actually asked me if I wanted to purchase the truck with a blown engine. So I told Mrs. Truckmaster about it and she flipped out on me. And I don't blame her, rightfully. I mean, I have 4 kids, married, mortgage. I got diesel trucks galore, you know, for the YouTube channel. I can't take on another project, but I know this truck like the back of my hand. I physically worked on this truck multiple times. So for me to take on Kyle's old mint LBZ Duramax, there's no place for it here in this channel. So he does have an offer. As a matter of fact, he has another offer from another guy. But I would say if he can get rid of this truck for like 25 to 30 grand, and you were just to put an engine in it, I'd say if you want a $50,000 diesel truck in this caliber and you want to hit that 50 grand, you're probably going to want to purchase this thing between 20 to 30 grand. It just depends on what he wants for it. But if you're interested in the blown up Duramax, I'll leave his DM in the description below on Instagram. That's where you can reach out to him. He's actually from Louisiana, and I just don't know, man. For me to purchase this thing, drive all the way down to Louisiana, pick it up, bring it over here. Literally the thing's gonna sit in my backyard until I'm done with my other projects. It would be pretty cool content. I was actually thinking about buying it anyways, taking out the compounds, putting it in there. I don't know, man. No, I'm gonna stop, I'm gonna shut up. He said that he was doing about 35 miles an hour or so, driving normally, and all of a sudden he heard a horrible noise, looked in his rear view mirror, saw parts flying everywhere. I talked to him on the phone. It sounded more believable when he told me about it. But before I talked to him on the phone, I was like, yeah, right. This guy's got like an 800 horsepower Duramax. I wouldn't trust myself with that truck. Kyle didn't dog on it unless he put it on the dyno or we had to test drive it for whatever reason. You know, we put the compounds on it. After Kodiak truck built the transmission, the Allison 6-speed, we put it back in there. We did take it on a test drive. I mean, let's be honest, when you put it on the dyno, it's really stressing out the internals of that engine. So the parts are pretty weak already. So yeah, I could probably see that, you know, him just driving it normally, just one good RPM band could probably just take that one cylinder out. I think that truck had enough, but unfortunately it happened to the guy that just bought the truck and now he's out, you know, what, 45, 50 grand. It sucks. Maybe I should have said this in the beginning of the video, but stock bottom end just means factory parts in the engine block, the pistons and all that, the rotating assembly, all that stuff is just factory. It's not heavy duty, it's not billet. They're just not gonna hold up to the power that all the bolt-on parts that we slapped on that engine is going to take. I know when I built the Dodge Cummins on the channel, I was not messing around. I sent this engine out, I had it all worked, I had it redone. I think I had about 9 grand in that engine. And that's not including the heads, okay? So I have a lot of money in that thing, so I'm not really worried about the bottom end of the engine. In the buyer's point of view, he was thinking, you know, I'm gonna save up some more money, get a short block, put it in there, take the rest of the parts, put it back on there, and I shouldn't have anything to worry about. The truck runs great, it runs fine, everything's good, other than I have to worry about grenading it. One concerning build that I have is my wife's truck, the LB7 2004 Duramax. That thing has 100 over injectors, 10 mil, it's got a big turbo in it, it's got a lot of fuel, it's got a lot of everything. But that engine has 400,000 miles on it. I'm actually surprised that thing hasn't went yet. For some of you guys that have these Duramax Power Stroke Cummins trucks and you're just wanting to get some extra power, there's some awesome box tuners out there. You got EFI Live, TransSafe tuning, by the way. You don't have to worry too much unless you're dogging on your truck. Cold air intakes are always good. Upgraded exhaust manifolds, up pipes, definitely turbos and lift pumps. All that stuff is good. But when you're really getting in trouble is when you don't put head studs in the engine to put extra clamp load on those heads so you don't blow head gaskets. When you install bigger injectors, bigger fuel injection pumps, stuff like that, it's bound to happen, man. Like I said, ticking time bomb. So let this be a lesson to all of us, man. I was thinking in order to make this right, just rip out the engine, put a stock engine in it, and just drive it as is. You know, you're gonna have a built trans, you're gonna have all the goodies on it, with the exception of all the cool stuff that was on that engine. So let's just say you bought the truck for 25 grand, you put 5,000–6,000 for the right buyer, of course, you do your own work. You'll have a $30,000 clean truck. The thing will be nice. Sell off the compounds, you know, sell off some of the other stuff that's on that engine that's cool. I think you should be good to go, but if you want to upgrade to a stronger bottom end engine, I'm not even talking about the price of the heads on the engine, but just the short block. You're talking anywhere between $7,000 to $15,000 or how deep your pockets can go. The good thing though is that thing would be completely bulletproof. I don't want to say that because, you know, you never know what can happen. But for what it has on it, it'd be pretty bulletproof. Sad news for the buyer. I wish him the best. I hope everything works out for him. It's too bad that that happened. I already know some of you guys in the comments are going to try to talk me into buying it, but I don't want to sleep on the couch. But hey guys, that's it for this video. I just wanted to let you know what's going on. I'll keep you updated if somebody ends up purchasing that thing. It'd be pretty interesting. I'll let them know. We'll stay in contact. Before I close this video out, again, next week I'll be announcing the winners of all the giveaway stuff that we've been doing for the last couple months, the Duramax and the 2 scan tools. And of course, as always, we're going to be contributing a portion of the proceeds to to a veteran organization called the DAV. I'm really pumped about that. I love giving back. And that's one of my favorite things about my platform is I have the opportunity to share knowledge and just give back. It's just so cool. Also, load them up in the comments. Let me know what you think about the situation. It's pretty wild. I would definitely love to read it. But that's it for this video today. We'll see you on the next one. Stay tuned.
Go for it. I couldn't see anything, dude, up to the front.
Buddy, we're in business now. Time to send her. Have fun.